Hey there everyone, today we are heading in the world of anime, to bring you the list of top 10 anime with overpower main characters, so let's dive straight in. Number 10 Re-Monster. The story begins with an unnamed protagonist who dies in his own world and is reborn as a helpless goblin in a fantastical setting. The main character swiftly adjusts to his new appearance and surroundings while holding on to memories of his previous life. He learns that he can absorb the abilities and skills of any creature and use them himself. He sets out to survive and prosper in this perilous new world with this special power. By eating their flesh and taking in their powers, the protagonist gradually gets stronger as he comes across different monsters and obstacles. He amasses a varied following along the road, including other goblins and monsters, and he guides and teaches them to become a formidable tribe. The main character must overcome several challenges, including his wars with other monster tribes, skirmishes with formidable foes, and negotiating the intricate political system of the planet. He is still committed to achieving his objectives and defending his tribe in spite of these obstacles. Number 9 Akashi Records of Bastard Magic Instructor. The Alzano Empire is home to one of the most distinguished magic schools in the world, the Alzano Imperial Magic Academy. Here, ambitious young students undergo training to become competent magicians. Sistine Feibel, a stern noble girl, and her bright-eyed best friend Rumia Tingle attend the academy, determined to cultivate their magical skills. However, their world is thrown for a loop when their favorite teacher suddenly retires and the enigmatic Glenn Radars replaces him. His lazy and indifferent attitude toward life and magic quickly puts him at odds with his class. What's more, nefarious forces hidden within the Empire's walls start to become active, and Sistine, Rumia, and Glenn find themselves caught up in their schemes. The story follows Sistine, who is captivated by a mysterious floating sky castle, Rumia, who is haunted by a troubled past, and Glenn, who may be more than what meets the eye, though completely different on the surface. They are inexplicably bound together by a thread of fate. Number 8 Dota Dragon Blood. We start with Davian, an honorable and affable man whose entire being changes after an encounter with an epic, almost mythical dragon being called an Eldworm. Though this is pulled straight out of Dragon Knight's in-game character description, the way the story is molded in Dragon's Blood makes his transformation from a man who hunts dragons to one who is also sometimes a massive dragon himself much more exciting. From there, Davian must find out just what's happening to him and why a demon called Terrorblade is after the dragons. Terrorblade isn't as present as I thought he'd be, but he serves as an excellent antagonist when he is around. Then we have Mirana, who is searching for sacred lotuses that were stolen from her goddess temple under her watch. Mirana's failure sets her on her own adventure with her small but impressively strong companion Marcy, and her mount, Sagan. Though Mirana and Davian have very separate challenges, their quest to reach a place that could ultimately benefit both of them was a nice way to pair them. Even better, though the show doesn't outright say it, they're both struggling with similar internal conflicts, and that shared conflict helps them understand each other. Number 7 Inspector. Hidden in plain sight, spirits known as yokai inhabit the world. While most are benign, a certain subset threatens the tenuous peace between yokai and humanity. Ever since she agreed to become their god of wisdom, Kodoko Iwanaga has served as a mediator between the two realms, resolving any supernatural problems that come her way. At a local hospital, Kodoko approaches Kuro Sakuragawa, a university student whose long-term relationship ended with an unfortunate breakup. Kodoko harbors feelings for him and suspects that something supernatural lurks within his harmless appearance, so she asks Kuro for his assistance in helping out yokai. 2 years later, news of an idol who was accidentally crushed to death by steel beams flooded the press. However, months later, sightings begin to tell of a faceless woman who wields a steel beam. As is the case for any supernatural problem, Kodoko and her partner set out to stop this spirit from wreaking havoc, but this case may prove to be far more sinister and personal than they could have ever thought. Number 6 The Asan Newbie Adventure. Rick Gladiator is a bit of a late bloomer when it comes to adventuring, but as the title suggests, that doesn't mean he's an insignificant fighter. He has been trained for 2 years by the most powerful party, and they didn't go easy on him either. The fact that he survived the training says enough about his power, but on top of that he's considered a proper member of their party. So when he participates in the test as an F-rank adventurer, he isn't challenged by its demands at all. He pulls a classic Vegeta move as he completely destroys the punching bag in the wall behind. With this, he entirely steals the spotlight, much to the chagrin of some of the nobles who are participating. One of them, a V-rank adventurer, challenges him to a duel to make him answer for his insolence. Our F-rank protagonist respects the difference in rank between them to such an extent that he's utterly intimidated, but is all that really necessary with such hardcore training under his belt. Number 5 Wistoria Wand and Dreams. Hundreds of years ago, invaders from the sky ravaged the land and almost destroyed the world. To repel the invaders, 5 mages joined together and cast a powerful barrier to ward the invaders away. Atop a huge tower, the Mercedes Collies, becoming known as the first Magia Vander, the Regarden Magical Academy is focused on training magicians, including those strong enough to become Magia Vander themselves and continue the legacy of maintaining the barrier that protects the kingdom. Will Surford is a student from Regarden who swore to become a magician strong enough to be accepted into the Mercedes Collies and reunite with his childhood friend, Elfaria Albus Surford, the youngest magician ever to become a Magia Vander. However, Will has no magic aptitude at all, having managed to progress on his studies so far with the perfect scores on written tests and the extra credits obtained from hunting monsters in the school's dungeon. But only a few people know his true power, as what he lacks in magic, he makes up with his swordsmanship, capable of defeating powerful monsters that even the strongest magicians have difficulties against. As Will keeps pushing toward his dream, he makes friends and enemies along the way while showing his true powers which shake the very foundations of the world. Number 4. Uncle from Another World. After a fatal encounter with a truck, Takafumi Takaoka's uncle, Yusuke Oji-san Shibazaki, lies comatose for 17 years. When he finally regains consciousness, Oji-san begins to ramble in a foreign tongue and reveals that he had been transported to a magical world called Grand Bahama. Takafumi dismisses his uncle's claims as nonsense until an incantation makes a cup of water hover in the air. In a flash of brilliance, the pair creates a YouTube channel to showcase Oji-san's magical abilities. The responsibility now falls on Takafumi's shoulders to acquaint Oji-san with everything that has transpired during his absence, including getting him up to speed with the internet, new technology, and surprisingly, the outcome of the 90s console war. The result of which was especially distressing for a hardcore Sega fan. With Oji-san's wisdom from his otherworld experiences, they grow their YouTube channel and tackle online comments and trolls. The journey of this uncle-nephew duo promises to be anything but conventional. Number 3. Dimension W. In the near future, humans have discovered a fourth dimension, Dimension W, and a supposedly infinite source of energy within. In order to harness this profound new energy, mankind develops advanced coils, devices that link to and use the power of Dimension W. However, by year 2071, the new Tesla Energy Corporation has monopolized the energy industry with coils, soon leading to the illegal distribution of unofficial coils that begin flooding the markets. Kuma Mabuchi is an ex-soldier who is wary of all coil-based technology to the extent that he still drives a gas-powered car. Kuma is a collector, individuals with the sole duty of hunting down illegal coils in exchange for money. What started out as just any other mission is turned on its head when he bumps into Mira Urizaki, an android with a connection to the father of coils. When a series of strange events begin to take place, these two unlikely allies band together to uncover the mysteries of Dimension W. Number 2. Failure Frame. Failure Frame anime revolves around Toka Mimori and his classmates. All of them have been summoned to a fantasy world by a goddess, and now they are supposed to showcase their skills and talents as heroes. While discovering the skills, Toka Mimori learned that he is an E rank and is way weaker than the others. Due to the revelation, he is banished to a dungeon by the goddess, and things take a wild turn after that because it turns out that Mimori is not talentless. Furthermore, his skills were pretty different from others as he possessed the power to change the scenario entirely. Nonetheless, because of the treatment he got for being considered weak, Mimori decides to take revenge on others. The rest of it is something you definitely want to watch in the anime. This one will defy what we got to see in Solo Leveling, where Sun Jin-woo used his powers for himself and the greater good. Mimori used his powers to get revenge on those who did wrong with him. Number 1. The Garden of Sinners. A teenage girl, who possesses the mystic eyes of death perception, a supernatural ability that allows the user to see the death of everything in existence and kill the object by destroying its origin. She recently recovered from a 2-year coma caused by a traffic accident. Prior to the traffic accident, she originally had 2 personalities, a male personality named Shiki, and the original female personality Shiki. The children born into the Ryugi family are generally male and are raised with 2 personalities, so the male personality is customarily called the Yang personality, while the female is called the Yin personality. It is easy to tell which Shiki is speaking at a given time because they both have a distinct style of speaking, most notably that the female Shiki refers to herself with the pronoun watashi, while male Shiki refers to himself as or. After waking from her coma, Shiki discovers that she can no longer feel the male Shiki's presence and assumes that he died because of the accident. She also feels a detachment from her memories before the accident, and while she knows she is Shiki, she does not feel that she is. In the hopes of regaining herself and the dead Shiki, she puts on a cold facade that somewhat resembles the male Shiki's and tries to act as the female Shiki did. Tuko understands the sense of detachment. So that's it for the list. If you found the video interesting, make sure to like, share and subscribe the video.